Paano i-ewan? Bro, paano? Ganyan.
We would also like to acknowledge all the department heads of the Baguio City government. May we request them to please rise? At nandito rin po ang mga konsehal ng siyudad ng Baguio. We have, unahin po natin, the Vice Mayor. We have Vice Mayor Faustino Olowan, Councilor Leandro Yango Jr., Councilor Vladimir Tayabas, Councilor Peter Pianza, Councilor Van Oliver Dicang, Councilor Paulo Reynor Salvosa, Councilor Becky Lourdes Tabanda, Councilor Yuri Huegan, Councilor Rocky Aligi, and Councilor John Ray Manane.
May we also acknowledge
Councilor Joel Alamsa.
may we also acknowledge Ma'am Sherilyn Sabdi, Chief of the Veterans Affairs Office, and MGB Director Socrates Gerla.
Everybody accounted for. So lahat po tayo ay nagsama-sama ngayong umagang ito. Ibigay natin at itodo na para sa Cordillera. United as one. Isang masigabong palakpakan mo.
Anong ginamit mo?
Celebrating our
Yung load ko.
culture means
Yung load
honoring
ko.
our roots.
Up next is a cultural presentation by the University of Baguio, Viva Ubun Afwan, reminding us of the vibrant traditions that bind us as one Cordillera family.
A big round of applause for University of Baguio, Viva Ubun Afwan.
It's all up here. We are being watched globally through live streaming, the Philippine Information Agency, and shared by other line agencies. So, sa lahat ng mga Cordillera globally na imbag na daw yun na biyuhan.
Ay, 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 gayang galayaman, gayang galayaman. Tawagok abong yan, kain gawudon bantayan, nanurulungan, kain tayugan ganason. Ito'y Cordillera di nga kunanda ay ugayang galayaman.
Okay lang.
Ito nga pre, ganyan talaga. Si Mr. Beast na yun. Pero guys, yung number one YouTuber. Ang $1 billion ang revenue. Sa sunod. Kaya naman ang cellphone.
Palakpakan tayo manan ang ito ay estudyante malikod ng University of Baguio.
Trivia lang po. Alam niyo ba the word Ubun Kapuan means unity or oneness among tribes? An idea we strive for as we pursue autonomy. Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng Ubun Kapuan. Moving on to officially welcome us, a leader whose dedication to good governance, peace and order, and inclusive progress continues to shape the summer capital and beyond.
Let us hear from Mayor Benji B. Magalong, our proud public servant and host for this year's celebration.
All our political leaders who were earlier on recognized and acknowledged, my fellow Cordillerans, naimbag ng Sapa, Bigat, Kadataywan. In the way the regional inhabitants of the city of Baguio would greet family and friends, Teng, Kaya Sapa, Song Sikayon, Amin. Today, the city of Baguio, the beloved ancestral home of the Ibalo, stands proud and honored to host all of you for this grand program of the 38th Cordillera Month celebration. With the theme, securing the future of a unified Cordillera, we gather not only to celebrate our achievements in our region, but to strengthen our vision for a future rooted in unity, inclusivity, and determination. To everyone present here today, thank you for your enduring commitment to Cordillera growth and development. Our strength as Cordilleras lies not only in our diversity, our languages, our tradition, and history, but also in our vision for the region. Whether you come from the rice terre of Bugao, the highlands of Mountain Province, the fertile farms of Benguet, the forests of Apayao, and the mighty rivers of Abra or the valleys of Kalinga, we are bound by the same dream. The Cordillera governs itself with dignity, it preserves its heritage, and uplifts every community. And I would like to apologize to no less than Apo Congressman Morris. Apo, my apologies for putting you on the spot. I know that we are heavily relying on you in our quest for autonomy in the Cordillera. Only you can make a big difference. Believe me. Kayo lang po. We've started the race. Please, finish the race for us. And in this journey, rest assured that we will be with you all the way, side by side. Thank you very much, Apo. Let us take this day as both a celebration and a call to unite our voices and enforce our solidarity to push for a Cordillera that is future-ready and globally competitive, while at the same time preserving our unique heritage. Baguio, as your host city, stands with you in this cause. We remain committed to serving not just at the center of government and the melting pot of culture, but as a city that reflects secure and unified Cordillera. Yaman kami ang Apo, at Biag, Cordillera, and I can request everyone, please stand up. And all together, let us shout, Cordillera, autonomy, now na. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Autonomy, now na. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Mayor Benjamin Magano. Moving on, a man who has consistently championed regional development in the Cordillera cause, our Regional Development Council Chairperson and Governor of Apayao.
May we have Honorable Elias C. Bulut Jr. For the opening message, sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am and sir. Kaya po, sir, nagiging duwang natatahir na pinagambok isuda na ako, Congressman Lumoga, and this is Mayor Maganong. Meeting nyo, una naman. Kasi na mali arrangement ito gaw, dapat nagam-abay nga, di ba? Dapat lang tibaet ng red carpet. Anyway, Cordillera, imbag aldaw tayo amin, and happy 38 celebration iti. Agrugi iti kapatagan kan kabanbantayan iti Cordillera. We are glad really that iti numero 1 ng mga lablaban iti autonomiya kat nagsubli iti Baguio ng mangilit man ang kanya tayo iti Kongreso. Iti umuna ang communication. Apo Pagano, muna nga communication ti RDC kat nagpaaramid tayo iti endorsement from the barangay to the different municipalities, the different provinces in the region to endorse the refiling of our seek for autonomy in the Cordillera. Ito mo ang communication. To support our representatives in Congress. Tambok na studento yung magtimunong na bill may file dahil di Congress. Our esteemed guest, of course, Mayor Benji Magalong, of our host, LGU Baguio, our elected officials, who were acknowledged a while back, fellow public servants, fellow Cordillerans, again in Bagag Sapatay Bamin. May I take this opportunity to thank our host, Mayor Benji Magalong, for this beautiful venue. May I also thank the Infrastructure Development Committee of the RDC CAR and Cordillera Month Technical Working Group for the preparation of the significant event. I stand before you today with immense honor and pride as we come together to celebrate the 38th anniversary of Cordillera Region, an occasion that holds deep meaning for every one of us. This day is more than just a commemoration of our rich culture and heritage. It is a powerful testament to the enduring strength, resilience, and unity of the Cordilleran people. For 38 years, we have remained strong as one region, bound our collective identity and shared history through the decades. We continue to call ourselves Cordillerans, taga-Cordillera tayo, proudly and with hopes and for a brighter future. Today's gathering is not only a celebration, but also an opportunity of reflection. While we have seen progress in various aspects of regional development, we are mindful of the continuing challenges we face, the fight for the indigenous people's rights, control our natural resources, preservation, environment and culture, and the pursuit of equitable and inclusive development. Cordillera Day reminds us of our shared responsibility to uphold and advance these causes, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come. My dear Kakalians of Cordillera, as we witness the convergence of our people from the different provinces and cities, and the ceremonial sounding the unity gong in this celebration, may we be reminded of what it truly represents, unity. Each strike on the gong will send a powerful ripple, a call for harmony and collective purpose, that despite the drawbacks of the past, the united call for regional autonomy remains firm and unwavering. The theme of this year's celebration, Securing the Future and a Unified Cordillera, is both a challenge and a promise. A challenge to remain committed to our shared goals and a promise that we can build a progressive region, anchored on responsive governance, cultural integrity, physical and digital integration, and inclusive development as long as we remain united. Today, I wish to highlight one of our key regional advocacies, the responsible and strategic development of the region's natural resources. From the beginning of my term as chairperson of the RDC CAR, I have consistently advocated for renewable energy initiatives and responsible large-scale mining investments in the region, particularly in the provinces of Apayao and Kalinga. Recognizing our region's vast potential for clean energy. I am encouraged that the RTC CAR continues to support the projects that align with the national government energy transition goals and our sustainable and inclusive development. These efforts are rooted in our desire to harness the Cordillera's natural resources responsibly by promoting energy security, environmental protection, and livelihood generation for our local communities. Let me take this opportunity to once again renew our call for stronger support for infrastructure and investments that can help drive inclusive growth and long-term economic transformation, especially in the resource-rich provinces like Apayao and Kalinga. These areas known for their ecological and cultural significance hold potential for clean energy, ecotourism, climate resilience infrastructure, and even carefully regulated mining activities. The RDC CAR remains firm in its position that all development initiatives must comply with environmental laws and uphold the right of indigenous peoples. Through this principled approach, we envision a Cordillera where economic advancement goes hand in hand with environmental stewardship and the preservation of our cultural heritage. We hope to see greater support from our local governments and the national government toward this initiative. Let us seize this moment to renew our commitment and support for the aspiration of all Cordillerans. Let us envision a future where our diverse cultures are cherished, where development is pursued in harmony with nature, and where our shared values strengthen our sense of community as one people in the region. As we celebrate together today, let us remember that the strength of the Cordillera lies not only in our mountains, rivers, and natural resources, but most importantly, in the unity of our people. Happy Cordillera kanya kayo amin. Enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you and good morning.
Diyos Carmina, ako, Elias Ibunut Jr. May we acknowledge some personalities from the Office of the Presidential Advisors and Peace Process. We have Sir Thomas Philip, Dr. Cameron Odds.
We also would like to acknowledge the presence of Land Bank Baguio. Ang Land Bank Baguio po has 3 branches, the Baguio Harrison, Baguio Marcos Highway, and the Baguio Nagilian. Lahat po sila ay nandito ngayon. Baguio Harrison Manager Maria Christine Santos, Baguio Nagilian Sir Joel Cabrera, and Baguio Marcos Highway Michael Valdez, and the Trinidad Branch Assistant Vice President Genaro Dumpayan. In full force po ang Land Bank of the Philippines. Bakit mahina na ang palakpak nyo? Walang lakas. Dapat kayo energy.
Also, may we acknowledge Attorney Henry Tungala and Ma'am Sol Benwaren of Apolcom. Also, Attorney Fred Kapbagen, our Councilor of Baguio City.
Okay, so we move on to the next part of the program. This is about the Cordillera Autonomy. No name is more associated with the Cordillera Autonomy movement than his, a stalwart advocate since the early 1990s.
let us listen to a compelling primer on the hopes for the Cordillera from Honorable Mauricio G. Dumogan, Congressional Representative of Baguio City.
Yaman ako na'y natudingan nga mga ito itong katangalang-alang dyan sa ako your namin maghalong our regional chairman and the Governor of Apayao, Governor Ulot, including your entire delegations from Apayao, local government officials, inline agencies, Apo Governor Jerry Dalipog, including likewise your delegations from the province of Ifugao, the legislators and the local officials. And of course, niya po Governor James Idoba of Kalinga, at Draman Nagiti, officials di probinsya and local in the delegation of the said province. Apo Governor Bonifacio Lacwasan of Mountain Province. Draman mo taming lagyan local officials mo pinintiro nga delegasyon nyo. Apo Assistant Secretary Antonio Tabora Jr. Patpagyan mi unay line agencies kauluan na gitinagtudo mga regional directors, the department heads of the city of Baguio. At kayo amin patpagyan mi na membro de media, barangay officials, the dance troupe o entertain us a while ago. Itintiro ang kadagupan yung ang dumugak pinadayo masakuanan yung mangyayar arikap detay ayat tundong mo na imbang nagsapak na aldaw amin nadagsan unay pimang ibagana ni Apo Mayor Magalong, inasurunuan ni Apo Chairman Bolot of the RTC. But with the members of the legislators representing the different districts in our region, I am sure that we together can be collectively united to pursue our dream for autonomy. Adamot ni man niya po, Congressman Maximo Dalog Jr., Mountain Province, who happens to be my godson. And kaya dadong mga congressmen, congresswomen of CAR, it is both an honor and a responsibility to share with you this primer, a brief but important reflection of the hopes and aspirations of the Cordillera region. Today, we stand together to commemorate the 30th founding anniversary of our region. A historic moment in our lives as Cordillerans, a time to once again gather together to remember not just another day on the calendar, but a dream born in the high mountains of our hopes and aspirations, carried through generations and kept alive in the hearts of the Cordilleran people. After more than 3 decades, in unity. We are once again called to remember the day, July 15, 1987, the day on which Executive Order 220 was signed by the President, establishing the Cordillera Administrative Region. The day in the heart of our collective hope for genuine autonomy, long enshrined in Section 15, Article 10 of the 1987 Constitution, began to beat with renewed spirit and unwavering vigor. The three purposes of Executive Order 220 as clearly written in Section 3 thereof are to administer the affairs of government in the region, accelerate the economic and social growth and development of the units of the region, and prepare our region for the establishment of an autonomous status in the Cordillera. I can modestly say that purposes 1 and 2 have been substantially achieved and continue to be done. Unfortunately, the constitutional mandate for the creation of an autonomous region in the Cordillera has not yet been achieved. Our call for autonomy is not a call for secession, but rather a call for empowerment. It is not a call for rebellion, but for peace and recognition. It is not for privilege, but for empowerment, not to divide, but to strengthen our unity. While in the eyes of a skeptical few, the failure of two previous autonomy plebiscites may have been seen as a major blow to our dream of giving our region the right to chart its future. This should not diminish our aspiration, rather take it as a challenge and stand our ground when the winds of resistance blow hard against our dream. Let us turn the opposite winds to our ally. Let us come up with a more intensified and vigorous call for a will-informed and inclusive approach in pursuing autonomy anchored in participatory dialogue, education, and unity among various ethno-linguistic groups in the entire region. Autonomy is not a foreign concept to us. It is in our blood. It is our longing and deep desire to further enhance, protect, and preserve our cultural identity, to begin with more legislative and fiscal authority to govern our affairs in accordance with our distinct needs to formulate policies that are responsive to our government and cultural realities, manage and protect our ancestral land and natural resources, foster peace through inclusive governance grounded in our indigenous systems, strengthen our cultural identity and indigenous knowledge system in education, governance and development, advance and pursue sustainable development, not merely for economic gain, but for intergenerational justice. Fulfill our noble vision where our indigenous cultural communities are not only protected but empowered, where our languages are taught, our rituals respected, and our voices heard in the halls of national and local governance and empower our youth. The beneficiaries of the region's hope and primary carriers of its vision to be capacitated to understand their history, value their identity, and lead with competence and integrity. Our history is woven with courage, sacrifice, and wisdom, passed down from many generations. We are heirs to the legacy of unity in diversity, of fierce independence tempered by a love for peace. Our people have always valued dialogue, self-determination, and justice long before ink was invented and used to inscribe our laws. Let us recall the wisdom of an echoed in the voices of our elders. We do not ask for favors. We only ask to be given the freedom to shape our own destiny. These are not just words. They are a reflection of a people who have long known who they are and what they rightfully deserve. Today, in line with our theme, serving the future of the United Cordillera, let that be our declaration. Let our people know that we are here to fight the arduous battle of self-determination for autonomy with the ambit of the 1987 Constitution. Let our young people know that they are not just heirs to the mountains, but torchbearers and guardians of a vision. Let our elders see that their dream is not forgotten, and let everyone know that if the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao was trusted to govern itself in recognition of the unique identity and history, then surely the Cordillera deserves the same. Let us therefore pray that our beloved President, we have always been supporting in all his candidacy for national positions, an Ilocano who understand our heritage and the depth of our longing will support us. With the support of our beloved President, let this very moment is our season, the season to step beyond administration and into autonomy, the season to turn our long-held dream for autonomy into a living reality. The people of the Cordillera will forever be thankful to you, Apo President. Mabuhay ka in your family. Above all, let us pray that the God who created these mountains will also guide us in building peace, in defending justice, and in walking towards our rightful future. So, as we mark this foundation, let us do so with unshakable hope and relentless spirit. Let our voices rise once again from every valley to every village and echo across every hall of governance. Cordillera, para sa Cordillera, Cordillera autonomy now. And kada kayo amin, Diyos ang unay, yagnina, yaman ang unay, kada kayo, na duman-dumang nga delegasyon, tintiro nga pasitiriyon tayo. At biyak tayo, amin, biyak di Cordillera, also regional autonomy. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Diyos Yagnina, Apo MGD, makapatiliw, daging kinahulog ng Ilocano yung Apo.
Fast facts about Representative Dumogan. Alam niyo ba si Congressman Dumogan is among the original framers and authors of multiple autonomy bills filed in Congress, rooted in the principle that Cordillerans should govern Cordillera.
We would like to acknowledge more officials. We have the Regional Executive Director Paquito Moreno.
Yan mo lang
Sir.
yun. Huwag ka lang ma-offense.
Bigyan naman po natin sila na masigabong palakpakan.
May we also recognize Congressman Solomon Chumalaw.
We would also like to acknowledge the presence of Vice Governor Ann Bersamin of Abra.
May tanghalian.
Moving on, in dance, we express our identity and aspirations.
Please enjoy this cultural presentation by the NCIP car dance troupe, showcasing the rich customs of our indigenous communities.
Yung bunso ko, grade 12.
Ay, pwede mong kasa. Yung inipo namin sila. Ewan ko kung anong nangyari.
Kasi sa ano pa naman yun. Ano tapos ko. Bro, tanggalin mo mga lines. Kayo na, yung sinuburo ko.
Pagsayatan, mangidahulo, pagsayatan kuni, Cordillera. Ulit si ulit na,
Personal dashboard.
ulit si ulit na.
Signal na.
I see dong inay.
Brian.
Lapitan ko tayo.
nasigawan.
Ha?
Nasigawan.
Kasukan ka.
Laon yung nanggang tao! Laon yung nagsulibaw tao! Nagsalagsak ta ka! Sabasang kayo nanayaw ta! Waday kanin masikantanda kayo namang itutuloy sinanay pagsayatan ay kananay autonomy ta! Pagsayatan di kailanay Cordillera ta! Matagot-tagot ako amin ta! Ayaw! Salamat and CIP Dance Troupe. May we also acknowledge the good-looking governor of the province of Mountain Province, Vice Governor Chet Dominguez. Sir, please, could I recognize you? To introduce our keynote speaker, we call on Director Apollo Edwin S. Pagano, Vice Chairperson of RDC CAR and Regional Director of the Department of Economy and Planning Development Division.
Thank you, Joseph, and good morning to everyone. Thank you for being here. It is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for this year's Cordillera Day celebration, a distinguished public servant, economist, and authority in national development. He currently serves as the Secretary of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, or DepDev, the National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, leading our country's socio-economic development planning. Under his stewardship, we have seen a more inclusive and strategic approach to economic transformation, one that is grounded on shared knowledge, long-term vision, and regional equity. In March of this year, he was designated by the President as the Cabinet Officer for Regional Development and Security, or CORDS, for the Cordillera region, a role that reflects his deep commitment to ensuring peace, development, and good governance in the country's most culturally rich and geographically unique region. Throughout his career as an academic, former director of the Southeast Asian Regional Center for Graduate Study and Research in Agriculture, NEDA Director General, and Chairperson of the Philippine Competition Commission, he has championed inclusive growth, evidence-based policy, and poverty reduction. We are truly fortunate to hear from a leader who understands the intersection of policy, planning, and people. Ladies and gentlemen, let us hear the message of Secretary Arsenio N. Balisacan. Thank you.
Madaydayaw na aldaw kada kayo amin. It's my great pleasure to join you today in celebrating the 38th anniversary of the Cordillera Administrative Region. With the theme, Securing the Future of a Unified Cordillera, we come together to reaffirm a shared vision. A future where car is physically and digitally connected, resilient, and self-reliant. And where every Cordilleran enjoys a matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay. As the Secretary of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, formerly the National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA, and the Cabinet Officer for Regional Development and Security for CAR, I am proud to walk with you on the path toward inclusive development. To realize this vision, I would like to share 5 key strategies that address priority development concerns pivotal to the future of the Cordillera. Remember, Cordi, C-O-R-D-I. First, C, connecting the region to opportunities. As the only landlocked region in the country and one of the most challenging to traverse, Cordillera faces unique barriers. We commend the Cordillera region for achieving 98% paved national roads, an essential milestone in confronting physical integration. Key initiatives such as the Cordillera Roads Improvement Project, the Canyon Road Law, and the proposed integration into the Luzon Spine Expressway network continue to advance physical linkages across the region. However, there is a pressing need for climate-resilient and accessible infrastructure, especially farm-to-market roads. We must revisit national planning and budgeting to account for the high construction costs in mountainous terrain and to integrate disaster-resilient features. Digital integration also remains a challenge, with many rural areas still dependent on unstable internet. DepDev supports the DICT's wireless mesh network and encourages private sector participation through incentives. More importantly, we will continue to advocate for CAR's inclusion in the national fiber backbone to ensure reliable, high-speed connectivity across the region. Second, O, or one region's strength, a nation's imperative. The Cordillera holds over 6,600 megawatts of hydropower potential, accounting for more than half of the country's total. Yet, we are utilizing only 316 megawatts. As the watershed carrier of the North, your rivers had the potential to power not just the region, but much of Luzon. Adopting the Cordillera Renewable Energy Master Plan last year is a timely strategy, as renewable energy is not only a climate solution, but also a driver of inclusive growth. Invitations for players in this private sector-led industry must be attractive. The process of developing hydropower projects remains lengthy, bureaucratic, and fragmented. At the same time, we hear the concerns of local communities. Rest assured, the national agencies are streamlining their efforts to harmonize regulatory requirements while respecting the rights of the indigenous cultural communities. We also commend the CAR's Regional Development Council's proposed amendments to the EPIRA, especially in increasing and properly distributing benefits to upstream LGUs and watershed stewards. Third, R, respecting identity, reshaping futures. In planning, we often focus on metrics such as GDP, infrastructure, and connectivity. But Cordillera reminds us that proper development is also about identity and culture. We acknowledge CHED-CAR for initiating Cordillera 101 in the region's higher education, and DepEd-CAR for developing contextualized learning materials, efforts aimed at alleviating the burden for early grade learners. We also support your push to correct erroneous depictions of indigenous people in textbooks, which has reached the National Social Development Committee. Moreover, We recognize that human capital development encompasses not only technical aspects, but also cultural and contextual elements. We will continue to support efforts through the education sector to mainstream Cordillera knowledge, languages, and history. Fourth, D. Delivering the constitutional promise. DepDev fully acknowledges Cordillera's constitutional right to regional autonomy. Together with the Cordillera Regional Development Council, we have actively engaged with other local stakeholders, paving the way for the fiscal viability study that DepDev CAR is conducting. This effort is a crucial step in shaping an autonomy that is both feasible and transformative, reflecting the region's aspirations and ensuring broad acceptability. Autonomy is more than a legal mandate. It is a commitment to participatory and responsive governance. At its core, it is about trust. Trust in the Cordillerans to chart their future, manage their resources, and ensure a better quality of life for all. And finally, I, incorporating regional plans to national priorities. We cannot speak of securing the future without addressing the sources. CAR still receives less than 2% of the national budget, and only about half of RDC-endorsed projects are reflected in the GAA. Through the Regional National Investment Program in Dialogue, nearly 60% of your priority projects were included in the agency investment programs from 2023 to 2024. With the RDC CAR and our partnership with the DBM, we are strengthening the alignment between regional investment programming and the National Public Investment Program, as well as the medium-term development plan. Let us remember the 5 key strategies that will help secure the future of a unified Cordillera. Or D. C. Connecting the region to opportunities. O. One region's strength, a nation's imperative. R. Respecting identity, reshaping futures. D. Constitutional promise. And I. Incorporating regional plans to national priorities. Once again, I'd like to reaffirm our partnership grounded in respect and shared goals, where the Cordillera region plays an active and meaningful role in shaping our shared path toward national development. Agyaman kada kayo amin, Diyos ti Agnina, agbiag ti Cordillera, agbiag ti Pilipinas.
Additional inputs lang, the Cabinet Officer for Regional Development and Security also provides guidance to each Regional Development Council, reinforcing the national-local synergy needed for a prosperous, autonomous Cordillera. Again, sending our virtual applause for Secretary Balisacan.
Now,
But before we move on, we would also like to acknowledge the presence of our private sector representatives. Nandito po ang co-chair of the Sears Infracom celebration of Cordillera Month. We have Architect Joy Hapchona. We also have with us the co-chair of the SECOM on Social Development, Arnel Cabanisas.
okay, now soulful intermission again from the University of Baguio Voices Chorale, reminding us through song on the strength found in harmony and heritage.
A warm round of applause for UP Voices Chorale.
Shoes.
Lipat